Hi everyone, have a good day, have a good Bayram. Today is Bayram, as you know, and I tried to find a essay from internet and uh, to describe Bayram, and I found this site livingtheturkishdream.com. You can check this site from the web, and there is an essay, but it had written in this date. It is very old essay, October 12th in 1913. But there is someone's observing someone's opinions about Kurban Bayram, and I will try to understand this essay with you. I will try to read this essay for you, and let's see and understand what is Kurban Bayram from someone's view, someone's eyes. Okay, let's read. As someone of you may know, some of as some of you may know, it is Kurban Bayram next week, but what does this mean and how will it affect your holiday to Turkey? Bayram literally means festival or holiday, and it used to describe national or national and religious holiday in Turkey. There are two main religious Islamic holidays, one being Şeker Bayram, celebrated after Ramadan, and other being Kurban Bayram, which is celebrated next week. In the UK, this is known as Eid al-Adha. What is this? Eid al-Adha. I don't know clearly, but as I understand, and as the written sentence in the UK, this is known as Eid al-Adha. Okay, Kurban Bayram is the festival of the sacrifice. What is sacrifice? Okay, where millions of people sacrifice an animal to commemorate the Islamic prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God. Let's try to understand this sentence clearly. Kurban Bayram is the festival of the sacrifice. Okay, where millions of people sacrifice an animal for what? To commemorate. What is commemorate? Okay, commemorate the Islamic prophet Ibrahim's willingness. What is willingness? Okay, to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God. What is obedience? Okay. Animals such as cows, goats, and most often sheep are sacrificed. Let's look at the structure of sentence. Are sacrificed. That is a passive form, as you see. Once sacrificed, the meat is shared out. Some is given the poor, some is kept for family, and some is given to other relatives, friends, and neighbors. Of course, Kurban Bayram or Eid isn't just celebrated in Turkey, it is celebrated by Muslims all over the world. Okay. This year, preparation for Kurban Bayram begins on the eve of the festival, the 14th October. This year, this is an old essay, as I say, but this year, what was the time is? 9 July on Saturday, okay? First day of Bayram in 1922, 9 July, Saturday, okay? Kurban Bayram will run from and including 15th and 18th October, and government offices, schools, bank office, banks, and some supermarkets will be closed throughout these days. Turkish people will be busy visiting family and friends, so roads, transport, hotels, and restaurants will be very busy and full during the festivities. What is festivities? Okay. What is my experience? Let's look at his or her experience. I was living in Turkey last year for Bayram, and the atmosphere during this time is very special. It is even something an outsider who doesn't celebrate can sense. Let's look at this sentence meaning. I was living in Turkey last year for Bayram, and the atmosphere during this time is very special. It is even something an outsider who doesn't celebrate can sense. The only thing I can compare it to is Christmas. All the family comes together and enjoys time off from work and school to celebrate. Berkay came home from work on the morning of the first day of Bayram and said our landlord, what is landlord? Sorry, only word, only this word. Okay, landlord had invited us downstairs for Turkish tea and to see the animal they were sacrificing. We stood on our balcony and watched as he tied the sheep up, said a prayer, and slit its throat. It was all over very quickly. After he had killed it, he cut its head off, hung it up, and began to skin it. Then he cut its feet off, finished skinning it, and cut its organs out. The wool and skin was left out to dry, and the blood all washed away. That was it. My landlord is practically a farmer and owns sheep, goats, and chickens, so he was able to perform the sacrifice on his farmland. However, normally the sacrifice is supposed to be carried out by a professional in designated areas. It is not supposed to be done publicly in parks or playgrounds nowadays. The sacrifice was over very quickly and it was very humane. It could be very disturbing for some people to watch though. It upset me a little, but it's good to be reminded where your food comes from. Meat is so readily available in supermarkets these days that we all take it for granted. What is granted? And don't really stop to think about where it really comes from. The meat is given out to poor people, friends, and neighbors. We got given a whole leg. It was a bit weird seeing it in my freezer. In the evening, we all gathered around for a barbecue downstairs in the garden. We all know how Turks like their barbecues, don't we? And of course, the only thing on the menu was the meat that had formed part of a fluffy white sheep in my garden only a few hours earlier. Sorry. I have seen comments from people in the past who say the process of sacrificing millions of sheep over a few days for a religious festival is barbaric and inhumane. However, the meaning behind the tradition and the process of giving meat to those less fortunate people is a good one, in my opinion. It is not meaningless killing for the sake of it, it has a purpose. Okay, some people do find this an outdated, old-fashioned tradition, and some modern families like to donate money to charity instead. Those normal tourists on holiday are very unlikely to see anything going on. There will probably be blissfully. What is blissfully? Sorry. Sorry. Okay, blissfully.
Blissfully.
Blissfully unaware of the sacrificing going on. As I mentioned above, it is often only done in designated areas in main towns. In the days leading up to Kurban Bayram, you may see truckloads of sheep and goats being taken to towns, villages, and cities. You will know how the fate of those livestock on board. What is fate? Okay. You may notice restaurants and hotels more busy than normal, so it's a good idea to book in advance if you plan to visit or go out during the next week. Remember, banks will be closed and ATMs may run out of cash. It's a nice idea to wish people happy holidays by saying İyi bayramlar. Overall, my experience of Kurban Bayram is the good one. It is more than just a bunch of crazy Turks cutting sheep's head off. In most cases, it is a traditional, sorry,
Civilized.
civilized family celebration of a religious festival. I wish I were there this year. Thanks for this essay to livingtheturkishdream.com. It is explain the Bayram to people who unknown, who doesn't know anything about this Bayram. Basically, thank you for your observation. And this also in this text, there is a paragraph. I really like it. What was there? What was there? That's. I really like it. I want to take a SS screenshot and I want to mark for you. Okay. The sacrifice was over very quickly and it was very humane. It could be very disturbing for some people to watch though. It upset me a little, but It is good to be reminded where your food comes from. Okay, meat is so readily available in supermarkets these days that we all take it for granted and don't really stop think about where it really comes from. Okay, if you are not vegetarian, if you are not vegan, you like some animals product. Okay, you like to eat some animal products, and this festival, this Bayram, reminds you uh, where where it really comes from. Okay, that that's paragraph this paragraph was very meaningful for me, and that contributes you some new viewpoint. Okay, I really like this essay, so really thank you to his or her, I don't know, opinions, and uh, you can check that site to read again, read by yourself. I will record this. Okay, I really like it. So, have a good day with your family. Have a good Bayram. God bless you, and God accepted your sacrifices. Accepted. I wish, not I wish, I really want you and all people live can be together, live together, and we can be happy with together. Okay. I really like reading this text for you and for me. It's very useful to improve my English and open my mind in English. So if you want to follow me, please follow the channel. Okay, and if you have an opinion about this Kurban Bayram, please write your comments in English. So if we use more English, if we use English in our daily life, we can learn quickly to speak, to write, or something else to understand everything in English. Okay. In this text, we learn some words. For example, blissfully. Okay. For example, sacrificing and obedience here. Okay, obedience and commemorate. Okay, there's a good verse for understand. It's a basic essay, but it is very clearly to understand. Okay, have a good day. Bye bye. Don't forget to follow me. Okay, bye bye.